You could cover over it. There's no muscle there. There's only skin and really bone. And what you usually do is take it off if he's having tremendous problem with it.
I see.
And that's why you will see, for example, Labradors or Great Danes or other dogs come, sometimes they have no tail. It's because something happened. It got shut in the garage door or something happened, and the definitive treatment is to take off the part that's damaged. But if you want to wait and see what's going to happen, you at least want to pad and bandage it, and you can do that.
Okay.
So you ought to run back in and let them help you, show you how to do that.
Okay, good.
Okay, no, it doesn't mean you're nuts. Something happened.
Thanks very much.
I don't know how you connected to the back, but something happened.
Thank you a lot. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. I'm glad he's doing better with his back.
Much better. Thanks.
Great. Okay. Bye-bye now. Hi, Shirley.
Hi.
Hi. What's going on?
Well, I have an Alaskan Malamute, and I've been told that they're more wolf than dog, and her teeth are extremely large. But I don't, and they tell me also that she'll eventually turn on me, but she's not that vicious towards me. But the other question I had was the wolf hybrid is also supposedly mixed with wolf. I want to know if there any difference between the two, or
yes,
are they aggressive dogs?
Well, good questions, Shirley. Excellent question. Shirley, a Malamute is not a wolf. A Malamute is a breed of dog and has been for hundreds of years. It is not crossed with wolf. It will not turn on you in the sense of it has wolf in it. And if your Malamute is aggressive, who's ever, not yours or anybody, then you or anybody need help with training the dog. It is not because it's a wolf. A Malamute is a breed of dog. However, a wolf hybrid, which is what you asked me about, is a cross between a dog and a wolf. And there is fertile matings between dogs and wolves. And you can get a dog-wolf hybrid that's half wolf, that's a quarter wolf, that's an eighth wolf. And the standard veterinary reply is that across the board, most veterinarians do not like wolf hybrids, and certainly the American Veterinary Medical Association doesn't, and the American Humane Society and the American Humane Association does not, because wolves are not domestic animals, and there are a myriad of cases of wolf-dog hybrids actually, as they've gotten older and more into their prime, yes, turning on their owners. Many people own them, many people treat them, however, they are unpredictable. And they are unpredictable because the wolf, as opposed to the dog, has not spent thousands of years being a domesticated animal and having certain behavior traits tamped down or bred out of them. So unless your Malamute is not really a Malamute, unless she is a Malamute-wolf hybrid, she is a dog, she's a domestic animal, and her behaviors are that of a dog, albeit a little bit more like a Malamute, which has some individual behavior traits. She's not a wolf hybrid. So does that make sense to you?
Yes, that makes sense. It's just that her teeth was just extremely larger than any dogs I've seen.
Many dogs, if I can, and the next time I'm back on, I will bring you a Malamute to take a look at her teeth. There are many dogs with very large canines especially, and they are still dogs. The size of their teeth does not determine whether they are a wolf or whether they are a Malamute. But excellent questions, because there's a lot of confusion about that. We are off to Health IQ. We will be back here in 2 minutes with more.
This is Health IQ. Let's see what you'd do if you were the doctor. These pigs are helping researchers find a cure for a deadly disease. What is it? Cancer, heart disease, or premature pork? The answer and the story of the 3 little pigs after this.
Hi, I'm Andrea Lively. Breast cancer is the #1 cause of death for women between the ages of 35 and 52, taking a life every 12 minutes. And most breast irregularities are discovered by women themselves, not by their doctor. Throughout the month of October, in observance of National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, America's Health Network will feature products and programming that address the need for early detection. Tune in and learn more about what you can do to protect yourself.
The answer is cancer. 75% of these pigs are born with melanoma, but in most the cancer disappears on its own. Researchers know there are 2 genes linked to the tumors, and one is on the verge of being singled out. Once they understand how those genes work, researchers hope to be able to turn them off. The pig's cancer seems to go away or regress in 2 stages, having something to do with developing hormones which take place after birth.
At about 120 days, there is another phase of this regression that will take the tumor and essentially rid the animal of the tumor if it lives that long.
In that second phase, a wave of white blood cells called lymphocytes attack the melanoma.
And we have animals that had 7, 8, 10 tumors who are now in the reproductive herd and living a normal life.
Can we stimulate this activity in humans? Researchers say we may at least have some answers in the next 5 years. That's Health IQ.
St. Bernards actually can live in warm climates like here in Orlando. However, what they don't do well with is abrupt changes of temperature. So if your dog is used to being in a cool climate and you abruptly fly them into a hot climate, you may have trouble with your St. Bernard. Everybody stay tuned. There will be more of the Ask the Doctor series coming up in just 1 minute.
Stay tuned. Dr. Jane Leon will be back with more Ask the Veterinarian and your pet questions on America's Health Network, dedicated to the most important thing in your life, your health.
Remember when doctors made house calls? Today, medicine is a lot more complicated. Now it's CT scans, MRIs, and other sophisticated tests. So how do you begin to keep up? With Mayo Clinic's award-winning monthly newsletter, you get facts that can calm your fears, facts that can open your eyes, facts that can help you ask your doctor the right questions. Every month, the Mayo Clinic Health Letter informs hundreds of thousands of readers. To subscribe, just call this toll-free number. Do it now and you'll also get 3 bonus medical reports and a yearly index, plus this handy bonus binder. You'll even receive Stretching Your Healthcare Dollars as a free gift.
Call 800-362-1500 to get 12 monthly issues plus medical reports, index binder, and free booklet, all for just $24. Use your credit card or we'll bill you in 3 easy payments. Call 800-362-1500 now.
Hi everybody, welcome to the second hour of Ask the Veterinarian, or Watch the Veterinarian Be Beaten by the Dog's Tail, here on America's Health Network. I'm Dr. Jane Leon. I'm here helping to answer your questions and talking about your pet's health and behavior. Joining me, if she stays with me, you leaving again, is Casey. Casey is a 2.5-year-old female St. Bernard who had 7 puppies about 12 weeks ago. She's a gorgeous specimen of a dog, and I was sitting here looking at her and looking to see if she had fleas, which I don't want to tell her, but she does. And I was thinking to myself, is it the advent of the new products that you can just use once a month? In her case, you could use something like Frontline or Advantage. Oh, you're leaving because I'm talking about you? And you can put a little dropper of medication or a spray, and you can just put it on the dog's back once a month, sometimes once every 3 months, some of them. What a misery it would be to have to bathe and dip her to get rid of her fleas. Isn't modern medicine wonderful? Okay, let me just give you the phone number and then we'll move on. The phone number here, 1-800-ON-HEALTH. That's 1-800-664-3258. And let's move along. I'm here all by myself. No more dogs. Allison, hi and welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Fine.
My question is about cleaning of cats' teeth. I've heard a lot about it. Some people recommend it, some people don't. And the thing that prompted this was I was talking to a friend earlier today, and she told me that she had noticed that her cat had some problems with her gums, and she took the cat is about 5 years old, into the vet to have the teeth cleaned. And what they ended up doing was pulling all the teeth on the bottom and the front out without calling her consent, asking for her consent or doing anything like that. And she was very surprised, and I was very surprised. And I'm just wondering if that's something that should have happened, one, without her consent, or if that's a normal thing to happen to a 5-year-old cat. I know that she eats hard food.
What kind of cat, Allison, what breed of cat is she, do you know?
She's a calico. I guess she's like an American short-haired calico.
Okay.
Just she came from the shelter.
Okay.
And the reason I'm wondering is because both of my cats are both shelter rescue kitties. One's a tortie, one's a calico.
You have hit on about 3 major issues.
Okay.
Issue 1 is the issue of communication. And it obviously would be shocking to you, I, or your friend to find out that any animal went in for a routine cleaning and ended up losing teeth.
Right.
However, neither you or I were there, and I don't know what the communication was. There are many instances where a veterinarian will say to someone, we're going to have your cat under anesthesia, and when the animal is under anesthesia, we're going to do whatever needs to be done, and owners will sign off to that. And the issue becomes, did they not understand? Was there miscommunication? And I don't know. I can't tell you. I don't know what kind of pre-surgical conversation went on. So that's an issue of communication between client and doctor, because obviously the patient doesn't communicate here.
Right.
Which is a Pandora's box, which goes right into the field of communication between patients and doctors.
Right.
And you and I could spend hours discussing what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. The bottom line is, the better the communication, the better the 2 parties understand each other, the less surprises there are. Moving on from that, rest assured that no veterinarian goes merrily removing teeth that don't need to be removed, okay?
Okay.
So rest assured on that. Veterinarians do not go, boy, I can't wait to take 5 teeth out of this cat's mouth so that the cat doesn't feel good.
No, I understand that.
Right.
Is that a routine thing to take
Well,
out all the bottom?
it depends on what's going on. So that's why I said let's go on to issue number 3. Issue number 3 is what's going on in the cat's mouth. Yes, there are diseases where there are severe chronic gingivitises in cats where one of the treatments, because nothing else helps, is to take out the diseased teeth that are associated with the gingivitis. And if that cat went in to get her teeth cleaned, and while they were cleaning her teeth, after they got all the tartar and the stuff off of them, all those bottom incisors were loose and wobbly. There's nothing to do but take them out.
Okay.
It depends on what was in there. Cats have very unique teeth, and when they get they get cavities down along the base of the tooth, not up where you and I would expect to get them, and they're not repairable.
Okay.
So, interestingly enough, yes, it could have been routine. And interestingly enough, it could have been worse, because there are people who have cats who have severe gingivitis who go in and take out all the teeth, if you can believe it. And you never think that cat's going to eat again, and the cats get better.
Okay.
So again, you and I weren't there, and I don't know what happened, but could there be a scenario where all these incisors, which are the tiny little teeth up front, had to come out and the cat was only 5? Yes, there could be.
Okay.
Now the good news is, cats don't use those incisors for much.
Right.
Even cats who eat hard food their whole life, and even people who brush their cat's teeth, these front teeth on a cat are only used when they grab something. They don't use them for chewing, and what most cats do when they have food in a dish at home is stick it in their face, chew it a few times with their back teeth, and swallow it.
Okay.
So her loss of front teeth is not going to impede her life at all.
Okay.
And what I think I'm hearing is that somewhere these guys just didn't communicate as to what was going on or the severity of her disease.
Right.
One more thing, because I don't want you to sit here, though, and think that, oh, I'm defending every vet in the world. I'm not. I'm just trying to give you both sides of an issue.
Right. No, I understand.
The other thing is that sometimes we have no idea what's going on until the cat is asleep, or the dog, because we can't get in there to see. And I have had animals come in where you think there's some tartar up here in the back teeth, and when you finally get the tartar cleaned off, the tooth is so diseased under it that you cannot save it. And granted, a very nice thing to do would be to call you and say, Allison, I have your cat under anesthesia. I want you to know before I do it that I have 4 teeth that look so bad that unless I'm going to wake this cat up and send you to an endodontist who probably can't save them anyway, I'm taking them out. And then what I typically do is save the teeth so you can see what I was dealing with.
Right.
But sometimes I can't reach you, and sometimes the cat can't stay under anesthesia long enough, and sometimes you signed a release telling me I can do what I need to do. So those are all issues that you and I weren't there for.
Right. Well, I guess my question was, that's just what prompted this question, which
Right.
was, you know, one of my cats is 3.5 and the other is 2.5.
Take a look in their mouth.
Yeah, we have, and when the vet came
Right.
the last time, about 6 months ago, said perhaps in 2 years or so.
Okay.
What should I look for?
What you are
and
looking-
what should I be
okay.
doing in the meantime?
A few things to look for. First of all, if you are really motivated, you can brush their teeth.
With what?
You brush their teeth with special cat toothpaste.
Okay.
Don't use stuff at home. If they swallow it, they usually vomit. They'll vomit human toothpaste. They'll vomit all the stuff you would use at home. They sell very nice little flavored toothpaste or sprays that you can put in the mouth and clean the mouth with. You have to teach the cat first how to do it. And what I will do, I want to come back and tell you how to clean teeth, but what you want to look for is either tartar building up so you can actually see it, or a red rim along the bottoms of the teeth. That red, tiny little red rim is the start of gingivitis and a warning beacon to you that you may have trouble starting with the teeth. But stay with me. We spent a long time talking about this, but when we come back, I'm going to tell you how to train a cat to let you clean their teeth so you can spend the next 14 or 15 years doing it. Right now, though, we're off to the woman who loves cats. Wanda Rowland is coming up with some wonderful products to share with you. Did you ever brush your cat's teeth?
Well, you know, Dr. Jane, I highly recommend that people learn to brush their own cat's teeth, because I had a terrible situation where I took my cat to have his teeth cleaned and he never came home again. So I absolutely...
And that's worse, right.
I very much encourage that you please learn to brush your own cat's teeth. I look forward to hearing more about that from Dr. Jane Leon in just a couple of moments. Right now, though, I want to tell you something about the Mr. Dewdrop Pet Fountain. This, I guess, could be good for any pet, but you know what? It's really made for dogs. It's an excellent, excellent water bowl for dogs, an outdoor water bowl at that. Have you ever come home from work and you've gone, oh, poor Fido, because Fido has actually drank all of the water and there's no water left and it's like 100 degrees outside and they're just very, very thirsty and you feel really badly for not having left enough water out? Or they're big lumbering dogs and they play with their bowl and they tip it over and they have no water for the rest of the day. They can easily become dehydrated. Dogs can easily become dehydrated. So what do? Well, you get the Mr. Dewdrop Pet Fountain. It's a cool name, Pet Fountain. It's item 40104 and it sells for $24.88, for less than $25 for the rest of your pet's life. You will know that he or she has plenty of water to drink and will not become dehydrated. I say for that long because this plastic that this particular fountain is made out of is treated with something that will prevent it from decomposing over the years, because a lot of things, when you leave them out in the yard year after year after year, they're exposed to the elements, the moisture, the extreme heat and dryness, and what happens is they will decompose. It's very natural. Not this, it's going to last a long time. I guess you see this water hose attached to it. It's attached to it for a very important reason. That's what you're going to do. You attach your water hose. By the way, the hose doesn't come with this, just the pet fountain, okay? I'm hoping you have a water hose yourself. This, of course, would go to the end that you turn on, and this is going to attach to the fountain itself. Now, what I love about this is it has one of these orange things that just allows you to clip it on like that. There's one of these on my hose that goes to the thing that I wrap it up. Okay, you know what I'm talking about? Hose wraps, hose holder. And so that way you don't have to constantly hook it up and unhook it and hook it up and unhook it. You just take this off, attach the plastic adapter to this, and then you just pop it on just like that. Now that would be ideal if you're going somewhere or you want to move it from one part of the yard to another part of the yard and you have a hose in the front and a hose in the back. You can do that easily. But here's the thing about this pet fountain, and here is why you should get it. This thing will continuously be full of water. Continuously. You could leave your water fountain on all day long. Forget all day. You could go out of town for a week and leave it on all week long, and your water is not going to be running all week. You're not going to waste any water because there is a sensor in this particular pet fountain. And as the dog or pet drinks the water down, it automatically fills itself back up. It'll go down 1/4 of an inch and it'll fill back up. It's nice and large. It holds 93 ounces of water. And the great thing about it is as they drink, it continues to come in after 1/4 of an inch goes down, so it's always fresh. It's always topped off with fresh, cool water. And again, let me tell you, you're not going to waste any water. I guarantee you your water will not continue running, because see how this is made in a pyramid? It's made like that for a reason, so that your animal cannot cannot, absolutely cannot tip this over. So make sure your pet doesn't get dehydrated out there while they're playing in the yard, when you're away, or even when you are there. Make it easier on yourself and certainly enjoyable for your pet with the Mr. Dewdrop Pet Fountain 40104 for $24.88. You can purchase it at 1-800-AHN Shop. We have operators standing by at 1-800-246-7467. I'll be back in just a couple of moments with another product for you, but what we're going to do right now is go back to Dr. Jane Leon, who, as always, is having an absolutely exciting show.
I am just
pets and more pets.
Pulled by dogs everywhere. I am hysterical. If you would like to know more about St. Bernards, you can write to the St. Bernard Club of America, care of the American Kennel Club, which is at 51 Madison Avenue in New York, New York, 10010, and they can tell you more about St. Bernards, and maybe you'll find a way to get yours to sit still with you. I'll be back with more questions in just a minute.
When I found out I had leukemia and only a marrow transplant could cure it, I really didn't know if I'd make it to my high school graduation. No one in my family had my marrow type, so we needed to find a donor. Probably someone of my race for a match. The only reason I'm still here is because someone I didn't even know gave me the ultimate gift. I say thank you to that person with every breath I take.
This program is provided for general medical information only. Viewers should not rely exclusively on information provided in this program for their own health needs. Our health professionals respond to viewers' inquiries with general information and do not act in any way as a viewer's physician. All specific medical questions should be presented to your own health care provider.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Dr. Jane Leon, and this is Sally, and see, I figured out a way to make her stay. Actually, I wanted to, if she sits still long enough, show you a little bit about how to teach your pet to let you clean their teeth. This is not a process that is accomplished overnight. This is a process that's accomplished over many weeks of training. What you do, if you have a puppy or even a cat, I would sit my cat on a table so that you can get a good hand on them. My puppy, you can either sit down, I don't care how you really get them to sit still, but the idea is to let the animal get used to you handling their mouth. You want to be able to put your hands in their mouth and open your mouth, thank you, and close their mouth and open their mouth, they're very cute. And get them used to being handled. With a cat or a dog, you can use food rewards. You can get a cat to come to you and sit down, believe it or not, for very special treats, and the same thing with a dog. And once they are sitting quietly, yes, you're a bad dog, yes, you're a dog, you're very cute. You then work on getting them to allow you to handle their face. You do not do what I'm doing, which is fooling around with the dog. Then, after they let you handle their face for a while, then you want to be able to pick up their lips, and that's all we're working on. We would do this in a much more confined and controlled situation, but pick up her lips, and then you just want to be able to rub your fingers in here. Well, once you can rub your fingers on the inside of your pet's mouth, then you are actually brushing your teeth, because the next thing you do is take a little piece of gauze, moisten it, wrap it around your finger, and go inside the upper arches of the teeth and clean the outsides of the teeth. That's where most of the tartar accumulates. And you work on the upper outside teeth for several weeks, and then you move on to the bottoms. I would take weeks to teach your pet to accept this. You want them to readily and happily accept it. Otherwise, you will be fighting with them every single time you try to do it, and then you won't do it. If your pet lets you brush their teeth 2 or 3 times a week, you are on a great, great way towards preventing dental disease in your pets. Do not use homemade toothpaste. Do not use adult human toothpaste or kids toothpaste, because all of them will make your pet sick. Use something that you get from your veterinarian. I think I found the tickle spot. It's like playing a banjo over here. Yeah, you okay now? Okay, you were a good girl. Would you like to leave? What do you think? Are you happy now? Oh, 40 pounds. There you go. Whoa, there we go. All right. Okay. Hi, Jean. Are you there?
Hi.
Hi, hello.
How are you?
Okay.
Good. The problem I'm having is I have a black Cocker Spaniel, and he's constantly itching. He scratches all the time.
Okay.
I know he does not have fleas. I've taken him to the vet. He's been on a program, and I give him hot oil baths. He's been on prednisone, Benadryl, is it? Which makes him very sleepy.
Okay.
So I took him off of that. I was just wondering, you know, if you could suggest something.
You didn't tell me how old he is.
He's 4 years old.
He's 4. Has he been getting itchier and itchier?
No, not really. It's been about the same.
And for how long has it been going on?
Oh, for years.
Okay, his whole life. Is it year-round?
Yeah.
Okay.
His brother is the same way.
His brother is the same way?
Same way.
Does he have an odor to his coat?
No.
His coat, okay. Does he have any hair loss?
Yes. I don't know if it would be, you know, worse than any other dog, but...
Okay. And does he have anything like pustules or pimples or red spots?
No, not at all.
Nothing. So
Skin
if you...
is white and...
Okay, if you looked at his skin, Jean, you would think that he was perfectly normal, except he spends all day itching.
Yes.
And where is he itching? His whole body?
Mostly like his back half.
His back half. And you know he has no fleas because everybody's looked for them, you mean?
Yes, I've taken him to the vet every time, you know, like every year when he goes for his checkup. The vet checks him, and he always tells me he has no fleas.
Okay. There are still several reasons that the dog may be itching, and it's interesting that also his brother itches. One of the biggies is some kind of allergy. If we eliminate fleas, if we eliminate bacterial infections where you would see red marks or bumps, if we eliminate yeast infections where you would probably have an odor or you would at least see some kind of changes to the skin, perfectly normal pink skin that's itching him. The two things that come to my mind are an allergic condition, we'll talk about those in a second, and hypothyroidism. So the easiest and first thing you want to do is do a blood test on him and check his thyroid. Certainly a 4-year-old Cocker Spaniel can have a low-acting thyroid, and dogs who have low-acting thyroids can have normal-looking, too cool and puffy skin, but it's often very itchy. And if that's what it is and you get him on thyroid replacement, he will be better. And that would be wonderful. So that's one thing. The other thing is that there are allergies that can cause a normal-looking coated dog to itch. They can be either inhaled, which is called atopy, A-T-O-P-Y, or they can be food allergies. And we are seeing, I don't know why, I don't know if it's because there are more or we're recognizing them now or something's going on, but we are seeing more and more dogs who are allergic to their own diets, and when you take them off of them, they stop itching.
He's on Science Hill?
It doesn't matter the name or the brand or whatever, it just matters the ingredients in it. We are seeing dogs who are allergic to wheat, we are seeing dogs who are allergic to corn, we are seeing dogs who are allergic to beef. So what people do is, if there are several ways to go about this now. First of all, testing his thyroid is a simple thing to do and may give you an answer. Secondly, if you're worried that he is allergic to things and you're worried that they're inhalant allergies, at this point in this day and age, the best way to test him for those is to skin test him, which is the same type of test that's done on human beings. What you have to do on a dog is clip part of his side, and then they use tiny little pinpoint injections to put 20 to 40 antigens, if not more, on his skin, and you see if he reacts to them. And if he reacts to them, then you know he's allergic to those, and you will be sent home with a serum to give him. And you give him injections at home just like people get allergy shots. If you are concerned that he may be allergic to his diet, then the only way to find that out is to put him on a different diet. And you have to find food that he's never had in his own diet. So if you look at the bag of food that he gets, and it has corn in it, or soy in it, or wheat in it, or beef in it, or whatever's in it, you have to then go and find a diet that has none of those in it. And because we are seeing so much of it, you can now buy commercially, which you never used to be able to do, balanced diets that have none of the things in them that you are feeding. So you can find diets where the main meat source is venison, or fish, which dogs are usually not fed, and where the main starch source is potato. What a lot of people do is feed lamb and rice, because many, many dogs have been on wheat and soy, or meats like beef and soy and wheat or corn, so they go to a lamb and rice diet. Whatever you are feeding, you have to find something entirely different, and you actually have to stick with that diet for 10 weeks. It's a long-term solution. You don't see this stuff overnight. And we are seeing dogs that have been to the veterinarian year after year after year, being fed prednisolone or prednisone, being on antihistamines like your little guy is on, and every time you come off of it, the dog itches and you don't know what's going on, and we change their diets, and 10 weeks later we have dogs who don't itch anymore. So those three things that we talked about, you need to go back and discuss with your veterinarian so you can get together a protocol, a diagnostic protocol to find out what's going on. Thyroid, inhalant allergy, and food allergies. Three big ones for dogs who look like they're normal, have no odor, and no infections. So please talk to your veterinarian about that. We are going to go off and talk to Wanda Rowland, who has some great products to share with you, and then I'll be back.
Hey, was it Jean from Michigan who was asking about a possible flea problem? It was. I hope Jean, wasn't Jean from Michigan? You were talking about possible flea problem with her?
Itching.
Itching, yes, and you said possibly fleas. Well, anyway, I hope Jean from Michigan and everyone else who might be concerned about a possible flea problem is listening, because fleas can not only be very uncomfortable for a pet, but fleas can be uncomfortable for us, human beings, because they get off the pets and onto humans and they bite, and do you know a lot of people are allergic to fleas. A lot of people are. So it's awful, and it can be very embarrassing if people come to your home. I mean, you know, they can deal with certain things that you have to have for your pet, like litter boxes and things like that. But when they get bit by a flea, oh my God, that's so embarrassing. You know that it is. But more importantly, we should care most about our pets, and we should want them to be comfortable and healthy. And that means no fleas. The Flea Zapper is what I want to tell you about. It's 40114. That is the product number, and it sells for $44.95. Now, I have a little pet here, and the only way it's really like a cat is that it sheds. It actually sheds all over my outfit. But it is fake fur, not real, but I think I can try to show you how this Flea Zapper works here. What happens is there is an on and off button on top of it. When you turn the Flea Zapper on, you're going to hear a noise. Listen, hear that? I'll put it up to my mic. It's very low, so I have to put it right over my microphone. That is a very low electrical charge. When I say low, I mean low. Look at this. It's all over me. I can't feel a thing. Your pet's not going to be able, I'll even put it on my face. Look at that. Most pets will not even feel the slightest little tingle. A little tingle, maybe, that would be it. And that would be with really pets that have really close or short hair. What you're going to do is turn it on, and you're going to brush or comb, which pets love anyway, your cat, preferably short-haired dogs or other pets. Now, this is fake fur, and you can't really see how it would work. Let's take a look at some video so that you can see it really in action. Remember, it's the Flea Zapper is what it is for $44.95. Now, see that? That is a little rabbit. And look at that. Look at all those fleas. Now, you didn't know there were fleas on that rabbit. You couldn't even see them. The naked eye could not see them. Rather than pull apart all the hair and the animal is uncomfortable and impatient with you, they like being brushed and combed anyway, so just comb them, I hate to say kill two birds with one stone on the pet show. That's really not a good thing to say, is it? Then you can take the fleas out either by, like you saw, they just pull them out with the fingers, or you could use the pen like they did, or there's a brush that comes with it, and you can just brush the fleas away. So there we go again, close into the fur, go down as close as you can, and look at that. Now, you know how you know when to stop brushing? What I want to tell you is that the little noise you hear, when it stops, it means it killed a flea. It detected and killed a flea. So you brush until, as long as there's noise, and as soon as it stops, you stop and remove the dead flea from your pet. Now there is an attachment here that you just push. You push it up like that if you want to. It retracts the blade or the comb inside, and that will make the fleas, the dead fleas, drop off. Remember, they're dead. The electronic charge shocks them, kills them, and then you push the comb back out and you start all over again. And here's the little brush I was telling you about that you could use to clean it. If fleas are a problem, even if you just want peace of mind knowing that your pet has no fleas, by all means the Flea Zapper is well worth it. Product number 40114. Clean up the flea problem in your house with the Flea Zapper. I'm Wanda Rowland. I will be back in just a couple of moments with another product here on America's Health Network right after Ask the Doctor.
Choices! You gotta make choices.
Hey kid, you wanna fly? You gotta buy.
No! Exercise the right choice.
Visit your local park and recreation department today.
I am being overrun by dogs here. If you are looking for fleas on your pets, wait a second. There you go. And you don't think they have any, let me show you a couple good places to look for them. One is right above their tail, right back here. Fleas love to go down the hind leg. They like to go underneath here. Show them where your fleas are. Right in here, right down there, and as a matter of fact, there's one right there. So this guy has fleas, and that's where you find them. I will be back with more of your questions in a minute. You're a good girl.
More of your pet questions with Dr. Jane Leon on Ask the Veterinarian, next here on America's Health Network, dedicated to the most important thing in your life, your health.
The Marsona Travel Sound Conditioner. For travel.
Lightweight, portable, and compact.
For stress.
Studies show that stress can contribute to your heart disease risk factors.
For relaxation or sleep.
To help improve your overall sense of well-being.
The Marsona Travel Sound Conditioner offers 3 relaxing sounds: surf, rain, or a soothing waterfall, and incorporates a built-in LCD clock with a gentle awake alarm, making it ideal for home or office. So no matter where you are or what your day has to offer, it's comforting to know you can always relax with the Marsona Travel Sound Conditioner, $99.75, featuring an unconditional money-back guarantee. To order, call our toll-free number, 1-800-285-0606.
Hey everybody, welcome back. You know, I'm sitting here looking at my toy graveyard in front of me. The dogs went out for a walk. And I was thinking how important it is that you monitor your pets when they play with their toys. Not something like my Kong toy, which is really pretty hard for a dog to rip apart. But even toys that you think are safe because you buy them in a pet store, like a squeak toy that has a squeaker in it that they can swallow. I heard some sad news from a friend of mine about one of these guys, which I always play with my dog. One of her dogs ate one, a 2-year-old pointer, and chewed it up piece by piece and fiber by fiber, and the fibers got wrapped in the dog's intestines. And the dog had to have surgery, and several feet of her intestine opened up to remove them, and the dog's not doing real well. So again, even the toys that you think are safe, when the dog doesn't use them in the way that they're intended to be used. I mean, this is usually something you play with your dog. The dog doesn't chew it like a chew toy. You got to be careful. They're like having kids around. You can never be too careful with what goes in your dog's mouth. Okay, let's move on with a few more calls. Hi, Bev.
Hi.
Hi, what's going on?
I have a 6-month-old kitten.
Okay.
She is constantly climbing on the kitchen table.
Oh, okay.
Last night she jumped on the bed and took a fly and leap onto the dresser. And I have a 4-foot by 5-foot mirror hanging on the wall. And she slammed into that thing. I thought the thing was going to come down and kill her. My question is, how can I get her to stay off things. I've tried the spray bottle. It doesn't work.
Mhm.
I've tried clapping my hands. It doesn't work.
Mhm.
And sometimes I think she actually gets up there just to defy me, because I will get her down and she'll go right back there and she'll wait for, watch me and just wait for me to come over to shoo her off the table. And it's, as soon as I get near her, she scoots right off.
You know why?
No, tell me.
Bev, first of all, all of these are extremely normal cat behaviors at that age, but she's not defying you. It's more like she really just doesn't care what you tell her. Cats are extremely independent creatures, and one of the reasons that discipline, in the sense of the traditional sense of yelling or clapping your hands or throwing things and water pistols, don't work with cats, is because what they get out of it is when they see you and they know it's coming, they leave. They don't make the decision leap to, that means I'm not supposed to do it when she's not here. So that's very typical cat behavior. You're not telling me anything that a 6-month-old cat doesn't do. Now, there's a couple of things, though, that you can do to help yourself. First of all, hold on to the hope that she will grow up, and when these cats get a little bit older, they do start to settle down. This is a behavior that we see most expressed between the ages of 4 and 12 months. So they hit 4 and 5 months and they turn into hellions. This is the time where they hang on the drapes and then they land on your head. They're looking for something to do. If you had 2 cats, they would be doing it with each other, and they still do it, but they would be playing with each other. When you have cats who live indoors, this is where their energy is taken out. Now, she will calm down as she ages, but the things that you can do for her now, one is to provide her with other things to do that are okay, so that you can at least put her in the places she's supposed to be when you tell her not to be where she's not supposed to be. These are the cats who need things to do. So what you want to do is get her things like a kitty condo, which is just a carpeted structure that she can climb up and down. Give her a couple of places on bookcases that she can climb up and down. Give her paper bags to run in and out of. Give her things to chase down the floor. She's got to use up her energy. They sell some great little toys for cats that are motorized. I used to tell people to go out and buy a remote-controlled car, like you would get for your son or daughter, and get it for the cat, and just run it up and down the hall. Now they make them for cats. They make remote-controlled mice the cat can chase up and down the hall. You want things that she can run after and use up her energy without ruining your house. I read something the other day which I think is an interesting idea. When you feed her, you can give her 4 or 5 food dishes in paper bags, so she has to go in and out of the paper bags to eat. Gives her something to do. The concept is to think like a cat and come up with things that use up her energy without ruining your house. Then in terms of where you don't want her, the water pistols only work if she doesn't know it's coming from you. The minute she associates it with you, the game is over, and she knows if you're not there, she can be on there. Some people do okay with those little electrified mats if it's only one place. The cats get a very mild shock when they go up there. They learn to stay off it. Again, the cats learn when they're on, they learn when they're off, and they know when they can go up there. Some people use a small can with a few pennies in it, and they throw it not at the cat but near the cat, and the noise may scare her away. Again, the cat only learns to do that when you're there. I have seen people fill up balloons with air and place them around, and when the cat jumps and lands, the balloon pops and it scares them. All kinds of ingenious ways to tell the cat it doesn't belong there. The problem is, again, the cat always learns when it's there and when it's not, and when they can do it and when they can't. So you do better by creating diversions that she can use that will keep her off of those things, and shutting her out of the room if you don't want her there, telling her she doesn't belong there, or picking her up over and over and putting her where she does belong. Okay? So a whole bunch of ideas to try, but the bottom line is she will grow up.
Okay, fine.
Okay?
All right, thank you.
You're very welcome, and good luck, and we'll cross our fingers she slows down.
Oh, I hope so.
She will.
That incident last night
scared you.
The bureau really scared me.
Yeah. They do that to bird cages, and they'll hang off the bird cages, too, that are hanging. Oh, yeah. You're not alone in this.
Okay.
Okay. Bye-bye
right,
now.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Hi, Mindy.
Hi.
Welcome. Hello.
Sorry?
Oh, you're on.
Hello.
Hello, you're on.
Hi.
Hi.
I have a 2-year-old female cat who insists on chewing on anything plastic that comes into the house.
Right.
I don't know if she's eating it.
Oh, she could be.
But yeah, she goes after grocery bags. She goes after potato bags.
Right.
Anything.
Right.
I don't understand why she's doing it, and I'm afraid she's hurting herself.
And you have good reason to be afraid, Mindy. I don't know why they do it either. That is on my list of one of the things that I need to figure out why cats do this. I don't know if in the process of making it, the plastics exude an odor that the cats like, but it is like tinsel and other items that cats are attracted to, and it seems to be primarily the plastic grocery bags, though people will call and tell me that their cats are eating anything plastic. You know, so like if you have plastic furniture for your child, the cat is chewing on the edge of it. And I don't have a good answer. What I suggest to people do is that you pick up all the plastic bags, because that worries me more than a solid object. Those plastic bags, if I'm sure you've noticed this, they will pull and they will get strand-like. And if your cat eats that and it becomes elongated, it can do what tinsel and thread does, which is wrap around in the mouth and then go down in the intestines and cause all kinds of intestinal trouble. I would put away as many plastics as you possibly can. I would give her catnip things and other things that she is attracted to, that it's okay for her to play with. And if you have solid objects, I would try treating them with things that cats don't like bitter apple or Tabasco sauce or lemon juice, and do your best to keep the cat away from it. I am going to find out more about plastics and why cats do this and come back to you guys in a later show. We are off to Wanda Rowland to some wonderful products to share with you, and then Wanda will be back here later with our St. Bernards.
That sounds great. Oh, I look forward to that. Thanks, Dr. Leon. I have a product that is probably one of the most well-liked products from people who own dogs, and especially big dogs at that. But let's say you need to go away for a couple of days and you worry about leaving enough food and water for your dog. We talked about this earlier, remember, with just the water fountain, but let's say you've got food and water, which is an issue. Wouldn't it be nice to have a product that you could just fill with food, fill with water, leave it, and your dog could take care of feeding himself and herself? To tell you the truth, even if you don't go away, you know, my cats are very demanding, and they're constantly telling me when to feed them, and they're, you know, they don't ask, may I please be fed now? They're rather demanding, and sometimes I'm like, I wish you could feed yourself and leave me alone. And that's what your dog could do with this 25-pound automatic dog feeder, which is product 40109, and then the Auto Wada Pet Waterer, that's hard to say 3 times fast, Auto Wada Pet Waterer, which is 40110. Now this, let's start with the feeder itself. It's nice and durable. You can wash it off, hose it off, rinse it out anytime you want to. It's got a nice sturdy lid on the top of it. What you're going to do is lift the lid and dump the food down in it. It holds 25 pounds of food, and that would last quite a while for any dog. 25 pounds of food. You fill it up. Let me see if I can tip it over and show you. Yeah, I can. Let me walk around here and tip it over and show you what happens. Is, do you see what happens? This right here blocks the food from going down, all of it at one time. And what happens is, as the dog eats food out of the bottom, it goes through that smaller opening and it just goes down as it's needed. So I'll set it back up. Just wanted to show you what the inside was like. And then here is like a doggy flap. A doggy door, a doggy food door, if you will. The dog's going to walk up to this and just simply push it with his head and look at the food. There's the food right there. So what happens is they go, I think I'm a little hungry. They push it with their, look how easy it is. They push it with their head. They'll eat what they want, and as they eat the food, it then will lower. The food will lower, and they will have more food for them to eat. So just like that, food whenever they want it, right there in the 25-pound automatic dog feeder, which is product 40109, and it sells for $19.49. Is that correct? $19.40. This is $19.49. That's unbelievable to me. Now this Auto Wada Pet Waterer, which is product number 40110, sells for $12.57. The two work together. They're designed to go together. Here's what you do. You see this right here, this cap? You're going to unscrew it and you're going to fill it with water. You fill this up with water. You can also put ice cubes in there. That's what I would do. Put some ice cubes in there and then fill it with water. It'll make that water nice and cool. Then what you do, let me flip this around. I'll lift it for you so you don't have to hear that scraping. Here is, right here, if you can see that, that's the water tray for your dog. There is a little white plug in there, and when I take that plug out, here we go, I'm taking it out, and what's going to happen is the water, which there it goes, the water comes into the tray. Now as the dog drinks the water down, all of the water that is in this bottom part is, or auto water, pet waterer, is going to be released into the tray as it's needed. So it stays inside of here, it stays nice and cool if